What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to be bringing you what I consider to be a milestone for my channel, and that is my first sponsored content. So as you can see from the intro to the video, this video is sponsored by Daniel Defense as well as LMT Defense. Daniel Defense obviously provided the rifle in this case, which I will be giving you a closer overview on in a moment, while LMT Defense provided this M203 40mm grenade launcher with both a 9-inch and the longer 12-inch barrel. I am incredibly thankful to both of these companies for reaching out to a small channel like mine to make this happen. This is a project I've been very excited about, and while this is sponsored content and I did receive these items free, I'd be lying if I said both of these weren't already in my shopping cart. So going back to January at SHOT Show, Daniel Defense finally announced that it would be releasing a commercial run of the SSC, or Grenade Launcher Sound Suppressor Capable series of upper receivers. So these are available in 3 configurations. You have a standalone upper, as well as a pistol or a factory SBR, which is what I have here. We'll get back to the grenade launcher in just a second. This will be making an appearance very soon, but getting into the rifle first, I'm gonna show you how the rifle will ship to you. It will ship in a branded hard case. And flipping this around, upon opening the case, you'll be greeted with the rifle itself, as well as a bag containing some extras. So first, a 32 round magazine from Daniel Defense. They do manufacture these themselves with the 32 round capacity, which is somewhat uncommon. I'll go ahead and pull this out of here so you guys can see. So these have a polymer construction, built-in sort of mag pull, like Ranger tab structure on the bottom, as well as a bright yellow follower, which you can identify pretty easily through the ejection port whenever you're empty. So, then moving on, have your typical catalog and paperwork, Daniel Defense sticker, and a second butt pad for the rifle, which this is the convex butt pad. The one that comes installed on it is your concave butt pad. So this is just shooter preference, but you can swap these out depending on which one you prefer. Now getting into the rifle itself, what is the GL-SSC? Well, as the name implies, the GL-SSC is built with the intent and purpose of mounting both a sound suppressor and a grenade launcher to, with the caveat being that this is the shortest possible configuration, shortest possible rail and barrel length that will still allow you to barrel mount an M203 grenade launcher. So back during the inception of the SOCOM Block 2 program, there were 2 rifles or 2 configurations which were ultimately adopted by US SOCOM, that being the Mark 18 upper, or CQBR Block 2, which features a 10.3 inch barrel and a 9.5 inch rail, which is too short to barrel mount a grenade launcher. And then the longer variant, the M4A1, with a 14.5 inch barrel and a 12.5 inch rail. While that model did allow you to mount a grenade launcher, it was obviously longer than it needed to be. So the GL-SSC was a third kind of idea that was pitched to US SOCOM, and while it was not ultimately adopted, this does result in a very compact package with the ability to still mount a grenade launcher. So this rifle obviously is a factory SBR. It ships with Daniel Defense's own brand of buttstock, which is a pretty modern design, has integrated steel QD sling socket, low profile latch for adjusting, and actually has some rubberized portions where your cheek would sit. This also ships with Daniel Defense's pistol grip, which again features a rubberized portion and an integrated trigger guard. This also ships with ambidextrous controls such as Daniel Defense's ambi charging handle, ambidextrous selector lever. The trigger, you may have noticed, is actually a coated trigger, and I'm not sure off the top of my head if this is Teflon or nickel boron, but we'll go ahead and pop out the chamber flag here and give it a try. So, compared to a standard mil-spec trigger, it does have very short take-up, very tactile reset. I'd say this is a substantial upgrade over a mil-spec trigger. Obviously not a Geisley or anything, although Daniel Defense does sell rifles that come with a Geisley trigger. And they even went out of their way to brand it, so it's pretty cool. The upper receivers on all 3 different versions will feature Daniel Defense's markings. Obviously, the lower receiver is a Daniel Defense SBR lower marked Black Creek, Georgia. And if any of you are familiar with the 2 different sets of markings that Daniel Defense rails come with, I'm gonna go ahead and take off these Magpul rail covers so you can see them better. The older rails were actually marked Savannah, Georgia, which these are as well, though they do have some internal markings to differentiate them from the original GLSSC rails. And I believe the reason that Daniel Defense bothered marking these in a way to tell them apart from the originals is because the original rails are incredibly valuable. They're incredibly rare. As far as we are aware, there are only 125 in existence, with only 25 of those making it to the commercial market. So with such a limited number of real GLSSCs being out in the wild and not just, chopped down M4A1 rails, these were incredibly pricey whenever you'd come across them. The last one that I happened to see end up selling went for about $7,000, just to give you guys an idea. But of course, now Daniel Defense has decided to release a commercial run of these. I'm not sure if they'll be limited or not, or if this will be a regular production item. I'm not sure if they'll be selling just the rails on their own at any point. But if you're like me and you've been after one of these things for a long time, then you'll be grateful that these are finally available, because they're a very cool product when they're all set up correctly, when they have a grenade launcher, a suppressor, and whether or not it's set up like a clone rifle or not, these are very cool builds. So talking about the specs on the rifle itself, of course, this has Daniel Defense's Cold Hammer forged 12.5-inch barrel. Obviously, it features the GLSSC RIS-2 rail system, in which this bottom section detaches in order to attach your grenade launcher. I'll show you how that works in just a second. The cool thing with Daniel Defense rifles is they actually make everything in-house, is my understanding. They don't outsource any of their small parts. They make everything themselves. So their bolt and bolt carrier, charging handle, their small parts, their trigger, their receivers, even their sling plate back here is their own unique design with an integrated QD socket. So let's go ahead and go through the process of installing the grenade launcher onto this upper receiver and what that looks like. Unlike other grenade launcher systems in the past that required additional hardware or required some kind of kit to install, everything that you need is already installed in the RIS-2 rail as far as hardware goes. So you will just need a flathead screwdriver. If you've ever wondered what these flatheads on the side of a RIS-2 rail are for, this is it. So you have 2 flathead screws that actually hold on the bottom rail on each side. Dump those out. And then they will have these plastic washers on them. Be sure not to lose those. And we have the exact same setup on the right side of the gun. Just shake those out. So once all 4 of those screws are out, you can simply lift the bottom of the handguard off, at which point you can take your M203 grenade launcher and start installing that. So first, you'll just have to find these 2 tabs, and being very careful not to scratch your gun, get some leverage on them and swing them outwards. And these are actually the hardware that your grenade launcher will attach to up front. So once those are out, this is LMT's classic M203 receiver, which obviously is barrel mounted. This is not their Picatinny mounted version. So you will go over the skinnier portion of the barrel between the gas block and the chamber and slide it over. At this rearmost portion, you'll see a pin, and that actually corresponds to the collar on the Daniel Defense rail. So that gives you a secure lockup. You'll need to make sure the trigger guard interfaces with the mag well just like that. And then up here, kind of swing these forward until you can capture the grenade launcher on the front, like so. And some backwards pressure will usually help. And then lastly, you just need to push these tabs back until they align, and you are ready to install your hardware. There is an extra set of screws, which, unless you're using the grenade launcher, don't do anything. But in this case, we're gonna remove those and just relocate it to this locking tab. And of course, we'll do the same thing on the other side. If you couldn't tell, this is very hard to do on camera. When you're not on camera, this is incredibly easy. Okay, and you now have a securely attached M203 grenade launcher. Lastly, I will tackle the last part of the GLSSC acronym, which is the sound suppressor capable portion. So the flash hider that ships with Daniel Defense's GLSSC is their standard birdcage flash hider. So with some editing magic, I'm gonna make that disappear. And just like that, we now have a Knight's Arm and NT4 flash hider attached, which means we can also secure our sound suppressor. So as far as the rifle itself goes, that's where I'm going to leave it for the time being. Let me know down in the comments. I have two main routes I want to go with this rifle. I'd either want to completely make it clone correct, make it a theoretical build. What if US SOCOM had adopted the GL/SSC? What would those guns have looked like? Or should I leave it as sort of a tribute to Daniel Defense with all of their factory parts on it, including their trigger, their small parts, charging handle, their furniture? Let me know down in the comment section which direction you guys think I should go. And it's also worth mentioning that if you live in a state that is not NFA friendly and will not allow you to own a destructive device like a 40mm grenade launcher, LMT does sell a 37mm version, which legally is considered a flare launcher, and that will fit the GL/SSC and give you the same look with no tax stamp, no breaking the laws in your state if your state doesn't allow cool stuff. So in any case, I again want to thank Daniel Defense and LMT Defense for making this project possible. This was a build that I had on my list for a long time, and it moved more to the top of the list whenever Daniel Defense mentioned that they were actually going to release the GL/SSC. So take everything I said with a grain of salt, as these were provided samples for me, but I was going to buy them anyway. So whether you're a diehard cloner or you just want a grenade launcher setup for anything you deem practical, this is what I consider to be the most ideal and unique grenade launcher setup there is. If you have any questions about this, be sure to drop them down in the comment section below. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at inferior_rifles, where I'll be posting more content of this. And yeah, again, let me know what direction you guys think I should go with this rifle. Should I keep it more modern, or should I make it more of a theoretical build for what if these had been adopted during the global war on terror? So anyway, that's what I've got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.